Hi everyone, Dr. Joanne here. Welcome to my latest video, how to increase your emotional intelligence using mindset work. So I just did another mindset video on the 5 benefits of increasing your emotional intelligence via mindset work. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you take a look at that. But this one is actually the 3 steps to do it, like what it takes to actually do this work to increase your emotional intelligence and have that even keel reaction where you're just more calm and peaceful and aware, and you don't get your feathers ruffled quite as easily as you used to. And again, I just want to point out that, doing mindset work does not at all mean that you will never have emotional eruptions or bad days or anything like that. It just means that you process and move through them much faster and much easier than you used to. So your days become much better, your relationships become more harmonious, and that's the name of the game. So you're not stuck in a funk for months on end or years on end, maybe like you were before. I know that's what I have experienced. So the 3 steps, how do you actually do this? So this is just going to be an overview. So step number 1, you've got to become self-aware. So self-aware. Most of us have no idea what's going on. We have no idea what our thoughts are, our beliefs are. So that's the first stage, especially when I'm working with women. We've got to look like, what are your thoughts? What are your beliefs? What are your emotions? We have to do an honest assessment. What's going on? And just realizing that everyone's going through basically the same thing. The details are different, but much of what we are experiencing is the same because we're having this group experience. So we have the same emotions, we have the same limiting beliefs. It's just the details of what is showing up in our lives is a little bit different, but the common energy, the common themes are very, very similar. So we're all going through the same stuff. So it helps us to help each other. So as part of becoming more aware, you have to know and understand your predictable patterns under stress. What do you do when you are triggered? So who and what triggers you? And then what is your predictable response to that? Do you shut down? Do you lash out? Do you control your feelings? Do you run away? Do you do whatever? I've got a whole worksheet on this stuff. So we look at our predictable patterns. When we get triggered, what is it that we do? And our human design readings too give us a lot of information about our predictable patterns, because human design gives you your best decision style, the way that your strategy for life, basically your life purpose, your soul purpose, and then major lessons that you came here to learn. So a lot of times our predictable patterns have to do with the major lessons that we came here to learn. So it's human design is a really, really valuable tool in learning to do this work. So step 1 in how to increase your emotional intelligence is becoming more self-aware. And that takes a bit of reflection. And it's one of these things, when I'm working with women, I prefer to work with them in some capacity for about a year, because we spend the first 2 months kind of flushing out what's going on, our thoughts, our belief patterns, our triggers, our predictable patterns. We start flushing all of that stuff out with worksheets and paying attention. And so we're gathering information. And then step 2, we learn tools to unlearn things that are no longer serving us, to learn something new, or to let go of whatever it is we need to let go of that's no longer serving us. And this tends to be the trickier aspect of it. So we want to learn how to reframe old belief patterns. We need to learn how to let go of old emotions that we have that we're holding on to, whether it's anger, resentments, or fears, grief patterns, that we just need to start to move on from. We need to learn better forgiveness tools. So we're learning all of those things, and we need to learn what works best for us. And that's where it's, we get this like smorgasbord and we start trying some different things and learning what works best for me to reset my energy and rebalance me and get me back on my path that feels good and correct for me. And that's going to be a little bit different for everybody, but step 2 is so important, and it's the one that people fight or resist a lot. So having more time to work with people helps flesh these lessons out, because our initial instinct is when we are triggered and we know our patterns and all these things, then we start seeing these patterns in other people. And then we get too focused on the other people, like they should change, they're doing this wrong. And so we spend a few months all twirled up in what other people are doing. And then it's like, nope, got to bring the focus back to ourselves. Our only point of power is to clean up ourselves. And so it's reeling everything back in. So that step 2 is unlearning the old bad habits, learning something new, letting go of the old, of what's not serving us. And then step 3 is shifting your focus. I can say it in a lot of different ways, but it's like shifting to the love-based thought system. It's allowing the energy of love into your life in a more profound way. So it's putting yourself first. It's asking yourself the questions, what do I want? What's truly important to me? How do I want to feel? What is important to me that I value, that I feel like I'm in integrity with myself if I'm embodying these certain aspects of myself. It's about are these thoughts satisfying to me? Are these beliefs satisfying to me? If they're not, move on to what is satisfying. So it's slowing down, being present, becoming thankful. A lot of us, especially that learned anger, that we're moving past our irritation and frustration and anger and resentment, being thankful is really, really an important tool for us. Just being really, really grateful and thankful and appreciative. It helps us play with the universe on just a whole new level. So that's the 3 steps in a nutshell. And if this piqued your interest, I want you to go to my website, drjoannetully.com. There are some webinars. If you hit a tab for low cost or free trainings, that will take you to a page. And at the bottom are the free webinars. And so right now, what I have out there is how to use your mind to heal your body and your relationships, learn to heal yourself, 3-step breakthrough formula, 3 mindset keys to finally resolve your health, wealth, and relationship issues. So take a look at those, spend some time in there, because I have more time to explain the concepts more. And so if this does pique your interest, be sure to check out those webinars. Look at my YouTube videos for more mindset tools, mindset tips, look at more of the videos on actually how to heal your body using your mind. So it's really, if we want to change anything in our lives, we have to go back to the thought patterns and the belief patterns and the emotions and clean that stuff up. Because if you don't clean that stuff up, nothing really changes. So you have to go all the way back to the beginning. So hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have questions or need any help. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video if it was helpful, and reach out if you are curious about working with me. Again, you can go to my website, drjoannetully.com. You can schedule a discovery session or a breakthrough session, see if we're a good fit, or you can look at my Mastering Your Mindset program for women, see if that piques your interest. But really, honestly, you got to be playing the long game. You're going to be making some small incremental changes. It's really the 1%. The 1% of the changes that accumulate over time that make the biggest difference. So play the long game. Where are you going to be in 6 months? Where are you going to be in a year? Where are you going to be in 5 years? You start doing this work and the benefits start to accumulate, and life just gets better and better. But I'm finding that it works best to work with women for a year, and because it gives us that process to reel you back in when you get too focused on other people, reel it back into yourself. And then there's a certain way to help you each month. You start to flush out your predictable patterns and your belief systems, and just work on whatever is coming up on any given month. It's really a beautiful thing. So let me know if you need any more help. Hopefully this made sense. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.